Hello and welcome back to the channel. Another live stream yet again, making a habit of this. If you are there, say hello in the comment box so I know who's watching, who's here to start off with. I know there's always a delay for a few minutes until the comments start rolling in. Hope you've all had a good week. Good evening, Steve. We've got Blah Blah here as well. Welcome, sir. Mr. Gage, hello. Hope you've had a good, easy Sunday. Nice, relaxing day. I know I have. Been watching some movies myself. And Bristolian Dave is here as well. Nice of you to join us, Dave. Now, I think in this live stream, we may pop over and have a little giggle, look at the Arrow sale, maybe even look at some titles in 88 films just to have a look at what they have to offer, see if we can encourage some other spending. Hey, Pete. We have Joel here as well. Hello, Joel. Turn up the blue eyeless. Evening. Good evening, Danny. And hi, Luke. So, as you've probably seen in a video I had this week, I was pretty disappointed with the Arrow sale. But, you know, we're going to go back in and just see if they've changed anything, if they've added anything good. I doubt it, but, you know, we can have a look. So 21 results. So it's pretty much the exact same as what they had. And we'll just have a look through. Movie Mad is here. Hello, sir. Welcome, welcome. We're having a little look at this sale. We have Jordan joining as well. Good evening, Jordan. So just out of curiosity, did anybody buy anything from the Arrow sale? I would love to know. Death Scream's at a tenner already. And I think more interestingly is the limited edition. I think that was an Arrow only exclusive, and that's still hanging around, whereas some other exclusives sold out really quickly. It's very underwhelming. Yeah, I think we all kind of bought stuff from the 88 sales. It was unexpected and rather good. Joe Death Screams is a good buy. It is if you want a coaster. Now I think this Tales from the Urban Jungle was a pretty good buy. Major Dundee was a pretty decent purchase at that price. I think there's still things that are seriously overpriced, like Mill of the Stone Woman. Great movie. £30 is still way too expensive. They've not added anything else here whatsoever. Yeah, it is exactly the same as what it was. It's embarrassing. Now, I do know that Arrow usually have an Easter sale, so I'll have a look. Keep it sealed. Yes, definitely here for the troll. I love the image you've got here. Battles without honor and humanity. Thanks for that. It's good to know. And we have, Steve, you're pretty up to date with Arrow at this point. Nothing in any of their sales. I'll have a look. I'm watching more on the Arrow player. If I see anything at a decent price, I may pick it up. Fuzz Aldrin, thank you for that. That's a lovely comment. Blah blah, you are 100% correct, sir. Blah, you know, you nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. It's a waste of everybody's time. It feels like a kind of marketing ploy to try and push these limited editions that haven't quite sold as well as they thought they were going to. Andy, welcome to the channel. We'll keep it nice and concise tonight, an hour, 8 to 9, and then we'll disappear so that everybody can go and watch Peaky Blinders. I know people love that. I think as Zavvi now on them, the sales will be reduced, possibly. I just don't shop at Zavvi at all. Too many bad experiences. I cannot do it. You checked Arrow sale. You bought a bunch of 4Ks on Griffiths. Yeah, fair enough. After hearing your review of Night of the Demon, I had to get it, and you're right. Fantastic 80s video nasty. Thank you. I'm glad. I always get a bit worried when people go after my review and buy something that I've maybe wasted their money one way or another. There's Joel. Sorry, Joel. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. You never bought an Arrow limited edition in your life. Can you believe that? And you're on the verge of buying an American Werewolf in London 4K. If you've never had a limited edition, by all means, the 4K is pretty good. I've seen all the extras because they were on the last edition. So, peeking in people's blinders is not a good idea. Of course, of course. Talking about Night of the Demon. See, I'd never seen it prior to this, so it was a real joy seeing it. You're a bit gutted you didn't get any 88 film titles as you realise Mother's Day is next Sunday. Does your mother not like Jackie Chan Blu-rays? You know, she may. Steve, you cancelled the £120 Godfather set. It's pretty much another £50 for a few prints, and the discs don't even have. Ooh, is it one of those cardboard fold-out things? I'm not a fan of that. Fab Mayors, good evening. As always, glad to be here. Glad to have you here. And another congratulations for cancelling that Godfather set. Limited Romper Stomper set is day one purchase for me. Do you know, it's not a movie that I've ever really connected with or want to go back to much. So I don't know if I'm going to get that one straight away. In fact, I probably won't. Night of the Demons is great. Be it Severin or 88, it's the exact same. So let's have a look at, should we just go to all Blu-ray and see what they have? And if you see anything that's particularly good or anything you'd recommend, of course, let it know in the comments. We'll highlight it and see if we can encourage people to pick up some things. There was a bunch of £4.99 titles in amongst here, and they are, you know, some of them are pretty great. Hi, Ken. 88 films may be releasing Bavis Whip in the Body. I must have. Current releases have been a poor transfer. That's one that I haven't seen of Bavis, and I would really like to see that one. So hopefully that'll come. Armour of God is a terrific package. If you don't have that one, I really enjoyed it. Look at all those extras, 2 Blu-ray discs, all the different cuts of the movie, all the audio commentaries. Look at the list of extras. It's ridiculous. At £25, you know, you're going to save what, £6.25 off that, which is pretty decent. Watch Me When I Kill is a kind of gruesome giallo movie, which if you're interested in that genre, it's great at that price. You loved the outfit starring Dylan O'Brien. It was done so well. The movie is in theatres in America right now. No, I've not taken much notice of new movies, so I'll add that to the list. Good evening, Eric, or good day, whichever it is. Whipping the Body is good. I've heard that. I'm just waiting on a decent copy of it. The only problem with Whipping the Body is Lee's voice is dubbed on the English track. Well, that's just... what can you say about that? We've got more Asian films here. Let's see, Fearless Hyena is a particular favourite of mine of the Jackie Chan releases. You've heard the rumours of the 4Ks of Peter Jackson's Bad Taste and Brain Dead coming soon. Day one purchases, whoever puts them out. I hope someone gets these that they can do them justice, give them all the bells and whistles that they need. I hope they're just not standard studio releases because they can put up Jackson's name on them. I would love a boutique of some sort to get these 4Ks. Yeah, but for me, Brain Dead and Bad Taste, absolutely. Day one purchases. Oh, did I pick up Devonsville Terror? No, Ken, I didn't. That wasn't one that I picked up. Armour of God was maybe my favourite thing you've bought this year. Great film from childhood, and all the extra stuff was genuinely great. It is. Blue Crane 77. Anyone mentioned your voice again yet? Nope. Genuinely higher pitched on these live streams compared to the regular videos. A setting, it could be, you know, I've had a long day with family and kids. Maybe it's just stress. Um, yeah, we've got more titles here. Django Kill is a terrific movie, really weird and oddball, and at 4.99, absolute steal. I picked it up for a friend actually, just because such a good movie, and it's got Thomas Millian in the lead role. So yeah, had to get it. Clan of the White Lotus, amazing. Just checking, I haven't missed any. 8 Diagram Pole Fighter is one of the best Shaw Brothers movies out there. Absolute must, as Jimmy says here. 8 Diagram Pole Fighter, an absolute must. Yes, Steve, I saw that as well, and one for Bad Taste, and it just looks like mock-ups. I don't know if they're like a genuine thing. They're just announcing that it could possibly, maybe, perhaps be coming soon at some point. Let's see. Eric, you picked up Midnight from Eureka. Yes, it's the guy, and that is the one from Squid Game, isn't it? So I wasn't too sure whether that was going to be good or not, but it's good to hear that it's ticked your boxes. Fab Meyer's been working through 88 Films' upcoming release of City of Violence. Not sure if the content and extras have been publicly announced, but you can see it's rammed and stacked. Yep, I've pre-ordered that one. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. The Devil's Honey is one I would avoid. I really wasn't keen at that movie at all. Yeah. Come Drink With Me is another one of those amazing Asia movies. Am I upgrading 8 Diagram? Arrow's release has better extras. No, not at the moment. I'm quite content with the one I have from 88 Films. It was a recent release. I don't. Do you know what? The extras would be nice, but I don't feel like it's something I go back to too much. There are some movies where I end up watching the extras every time I watch the disc. The main one for that is 12 Angry Men. But you know, as long as I've got the movie and it's in great quality, I'm happy with that. Good evening, Mark. Have I had some helium? Can you send me a tip for coffee? Yes, sure, you can send it with carrier pigeon. Let's see. I'm so thrilled with 88 Films setting up shop over here in US and Canada. Ditto Indicator. Less Vinegar Syndrome collecting for you. Yeah, 88 Films and Indicator going into America is pretty good, but I'm seeing parallels because I've seen Arrow do this, and then things kind of went a bit wacky, hoping these companies are a little bit more truer to the original ethos. I know Peter Jackson has talked for hours of making it, of footage that he's edited into behind-the-scenes documentaries for all 4 of his first 4 films. Do you know, it's been ages since I've seen Meet the Feebles. I'd be curious on that one, although I don't think it needs a 4K. Good evening. Good evening indeed. Devil's Honey, you loved it. Absolutely B-movie, sleazy, soft core trash. Yeah, just it wasn't for me. And the saxophone sex scene, if you want to call it that, it was crazy. Cinemaniacs here as well. Greetings. I've been looking at maybe placing an order, but shipping is about £13 when I choose a few titles. I know I really want Dragons Forever though, and an eye and a few others. Yeah, Dragon Forever is pretty great, and I suppose £13 isn't the money you're saving if you're getting a few titles. It should be fine. Are the 88 Films releases of the Sleepaway Camp films any good? Yes. Are you familiar with the movies? Because they're a kind of acquired taste, I'd say, the sequels to Sleepaway Camp. I love them. But yeah, I think the quality's pretty great. Have I really got Battles Without Humanity sealed box set? You've been after that for years. Happy to swap for a deluxe the long way. Yes, I've got both sets of Battles down here, hidden out the way. My shame. And I don't know what I'm ever going to do with them. Did I grab Legendary Weapons of China? Yes, I did. That was one that I was missing and I managed to pick up. Who said what? Hello. Hope everyone is well. Joe is also with Andy on Legendary Weapons of China being great. Let's go back to some of the movies this year. Jimmy says that Rats is great fun. Jimmy, I couldn't connect to Rats whatsoever when I watched it, and it's normally my kind of movie. Sergio Carbucci's The Mercenary for $4.99 is an absolute steal and well worth that price. We've got some of the Van Dams, which are, still at the standard price to come out. Those were limited editions and not to be reprinted. Schizoid, I was watching the 4K of that before I came on, which looked amazing. Yeah, I know the saving for the 3 titles I selected was less than the shipping, but only a few pounds. There's so many titles coming out. It was hard to decide considering Miracles Blind. Now, I don't know Miracles. I've not watched that yet. Maybe anybody in the chat could tell you about that. Let's see. Eyeball is pretty amazing if you haven't seen that. You've got the Blue Underground double feature with Zombie Creeping Flesh. Yeah, that's on 88 as well. It's a great movie. You understand that Blue Underground are considering dipping their toes into 90s softcore sleazy titles. After they do all their 4Ks, I guess they're struggling for product, possibly, because it's all owned, by Blue Underground. So they're just been they've been releasing their movies constantly over the years, upgrading them to like limited editions. Now it's the new format. So I guess they are probably running out of content unless 8K comes along soon. They can have a fresh stab at it. Who said what? You subbed earlier and you've watched a few videos. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Joe, Rats is the masterpiece that I've never seen that is sitting on your shelf. Blabba, have Cujo to watch on my Netflix watch list. Ghostbusters Afterlife made you seek it out. I like Cujo a lot. It's a kind of a nice idea for a movie. St. Bernard gets bit in the nose by a bat, goes rabid, family trapped in a car with this crazed animal outside. Ramps up the tension. It's a nice quick pace movie as well. Easy to watch. Let's go back to this list and see what else we've got here. One Dark Night at $4.99 is another thing that, and then you take the 25% off it as well. Some of these are just actual crazy. Let's see if there's anything else I can recommend. Sleepaway Camp, yeah, $12.99, they're pretty good. I thought they were actually out of print. I guess not. Now, one that I'm curious about is Forbidden City Cop. I've not seen this. I've had it in the basket a couple of times, and I've not bought it as yet. You're waiting on the actual Arrow sale Easter time. Yes, it shouldn't be long until that begins. We'll be back for that, definitely. Imagine Nowhere to Run, but with Graham instead of Van Damme. Yeah, that sounds horrific. I'm a huge fan of Harlequin, and no one ever seems to talk about it. And I feel it's like such a hidden gem of a movie. Robert Powell is absolutely amazing. David Hemmings is a politician, I believe, in Australia. Robert Powell comes into his life, and it's unsure whether he's doing actual magic or just destructing his family from the inside out. Wonderful Ozploitation movie that I keep recommending, but nobody seems to be listening. Forbidden City Cop is hilarious. Joel says that Harlequin is an interesting film. You have seen it, Joel, I believe, yes? You got One Dark Night, $4.99, why not? 25% off, you're getting it for what, $3.75? Nobody buy Delirium. even if there's 100% discount. I watched Delirium this week, Andy, and man, that was a long movie, it felt. And then out of nowhere comes the Mastermind theme, and it's hilarious. But yeah, just awful, awful in general. Jimmy agrees that Harley Quinn. We agree on a movie. Fantastic. Harley Quinn is terrific. Instead of going to church, watching Graham. The cult of film. You can say that. Stand in silence. You picked up Pigs with booklet the other day from the record store. You're an intern. Seems cool. Yes, I love Pigs. Or otherwise known as Dadley's Deadly Daughter, I believe. I think so. You've got some new sort of titles. Doll of Satan I quite liked. Legendary Weapons of China are one that a couple of the guys have been talking about in the chat. Haven't got it as yet, so I'm not too sure. Bad Dreams is my favourite movie from the Slasher Classics collection. Just so good. Richard Lynch as the bad guy is always a good thing. Harley Quinn and Survivor, a great double bill from Hemmings and Pill. I've not seen Survivor, Andy, so I maybe need to add that to the list. You have, it's bizarre. You need another go. Definitely worth a spin. Voices, I've not heard of Voices either. Delirium is one for a major discount. Delirium is, I think a lot of people will buy it because they want to have all the video nasties in their collection, and I can understand that, but objectively looking at the movie, I can't imagine a time of ever going back to watch it. So what's the point? Oh, The Survivor, forgot about that one, based on the James Herbert book. Oh, that's quite interesting. I also ordered Flag of Iron and Disciples of Shaolin because it was ones that I was missing. It's a shame that Night of the Demon has sold out. I think this limited edition set might be gone already, out of print. It seems to have sold particularly quickly. Voices is on Indicator. I don't think I have that one. I'll need to check and see. The Chinese Boxer is terrific. I love Hackers with a passion. One of those movies I refuse to feel guilty about loving. I just think it's terrific. As for you, you watched a church service with your mum just a bit ago, and you're now in the chat. You're going to watch House of Games with her dinner in a little while. Any thoughts on 88's film Swamp Thing? Swamp Thing's one I never picked up. It's a movie that I feel I should like, but I never quite connect with. Maybe I should give it another shot. Disciples of Shaolin rocks. Good to know. There's Delirium, everyone. If you're wondering, it's got this kind of budget Kojak character here. A side story about a slasher. I know it sounds as if it should be interesting, but honestly, this you'd be better staring at the artwork for 90 minutes than watching the actual movie. Just nope. Steve says that Night of the Demon is incredible, a genuine exploitation classic. I think we can agree on that. Shaolin Mantis, I ordered that one as well while I was at it. Just, I don't know anything about it, but it looked pretty good. Jordan. Mad Dog Morgan released tomorrow. Are you excited? No, not particularly, because I got my copy on Thursday and I've already watched it, and it's brilliant. What an amazing movie. I can't believe it was my favorite of the 4 movies that Indicator released this month. just so good. Hackers is great, and the commentary is wonderful on this. It's nice to hear people who are really into film, who are Kermode does it as a career, critically appraises movies, and he loves it as well. Hey there, Nescafe. I just received an order of 10 4.99 ones off 88's page. You ordered it. Use £30 worth of bonus points. You can't use that in the sale anyway. No, that's fine. You still got a great deal. You can't wait for the Funky Forest double bill out this Monday, and Petite Maman out Monday as well. Odd Couple, Odd Couple is a bit of a sad situation. I've had to sacrifice that title because I got as many from 88 Films Asia range on the sale. So something had to give. Amanda, welcome to the chat. How long have I been into Shaw Brothers? I used to watch them as a kid with my dad on TV, and just I kind of rediscovered them again because of 88 Films Shaw range that we're doing. So it's nice to see all these movies just coming out from all different labels now. No Dick Demon collectible figure. I think I would like to have one of those. They look pretty fun. Let's see. Mercenary comes in a blank case. A lot of others received. Lurking Fear, Django, Mordred came in the blue. Oh, I've got an OCD issue about the blue cases that they have to be clear. Clear is the way to go. You bought the limited edition for Hatchet, the Honeymoon, and the Tough Ones. Yeah, those are great movies, and well, you saved a good chunk of money off them as well. Good evening, Amir. Single teardrop regarding Mad Dog Morgan and the lack of an Indicator sale. Yes, I think because I pre-ordered from Indicator itself, the package came through on Thursday, and I've already watched all the movies that came, and yeah, they were all terrific, particularly the 230s Spanish horror movies, which I thought were wonderful. You still have pets and it's still unwatched. Yes, that was one that never really made me super interested about checking out either. Do you know, Erotic Ghost Story, I bought that a while back and I've still not got around to watching it. And I'm kind of regretting picking it up because I don't know if I'm super interested in it. There's one of the warning signs from 88 Films, the one only on Steelbook at £30. What's your favourite Shaw Brothers star? Oh, now, I'll probably butcher the name. I believe it's, forgive me if I get it wrong, Alexander Feng Shu. The guy that died way too early, that looked as if he was going to be the next big thing. He was tremendous. Is popcorn any good? Yes, it is, but it's not really a strong horror. It's kind of a comedic horror with a throwback to the movies of William Castle. It's set within a theatre, and it's really, yeah, I like it a lot. Blah Blah saw a Criterion and CEX yesterday, and the person traded it in with a blue case instead of the clear. Disgusting. Yes, and I bet you the price wasn't adjusted because of that egregious error. Anybody, you should definitely, just anybody should check out Ricky O. I'm trying to think how to put this. It's such a bonkers movie, full of gore. It's hilarious. It's over the top, and yeah, definitely. And there's Joel to the rescue. Alexander Fusheng. That's the one. Terrible with these names. So there was the Devonsville Terror that someone mentioned, but it's just DVD. I'm kind of at the bottom of it. So let's just have a look. You could also order like the coming soon titles. If they were available, you got the discount on them as well, or the new releases. Which there's some good titles there, considering some of them are just out. Saving 25% on them is amazing. It's the way a sale should be done. Well, you moved Lurking Fear and Vampire Journals. You moved into black cases right when you got them now. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's an Indicator fan here, but they released some really good movies. Obviously, like I've already shown you guys. Mad Dog Morgan, which came out, which is amazing. The Phantom of the Monastery, which is just a newly discovered movie, but it's been restored in 4K and looked utterly amazing. If I could say this right, La Llorona, which was from 1933, which was pretty terrific as well. And then they threw in this strange Bud Bodicker Western movie that was tonally weird, and one of those ones that I don't know if I'm entirely happy with, but I watched it twice straight away. Jimmy Wang Yu. Yes, the most gangly, unorganized fighter. I'm looking forward to seeing more of his. Used to have the VCD of Story of Ricky, sold it and wish he'd kept it. Just one of those things, I guess. So yeah, the Indicator movies were pretty good. I've got a whole bunch of 88 films coming now as well. Shaw Brothers are everywhere, and I'm fully expecting Arrow to announce what titles are going to be in Volume 2 of the Shaw Brothers set, because it's supposed to be coming out in June, which should be the next announcement almost. They did a standalone announcement for the last one. You still need to watch the Indicator release of Corruption. Yeah, get it checked out. It's pretty good. Peter Cushing is wonderful in that as a deranged man driven to try and help his wife. It was pretty fantastic. You need the Indicator sale. You've got a few you want to catch up with. Criterion, hopefully this half of the year as well. Do you know, Criterion's one of those companies that I've managed to stay clear of mostly. I think it's because I kind of love genre cinema a bit too much, but Indicator and MOC are companies that I tend to go to more than Criterion. Joe says that the Peter Sellers films that have been released over there, as well as Triple Echo and with Glenda Jackson and Oliver Reed, our other US Indicator movies are excellent. Girl Boy is great as well. Was it Blockhouse was one of them? I think. You recently bought The Farmer in Blu-ray from Scorpion Releasing. It's a decent 70s revenge movie and not been available for a long time. Criterion's Modern Times is an amazing release. Modern Times, I will be picking up. The Farmer, I'm hoping it gets a UK release at some point. Your Shawscope set is still sealed, not dipped into yet. I'm trying to take my time. I think I've got 3 movies left in the set. I am loving it. I did my I posted my review yesterday of Mighty P. Kingman, which I just I just utterly love. I think it's ridiculous and fun in all the right ways. And I've got 3 left, and I don't want to get to the end of that set. It's been wonderful. So you've got a Billy bookcase, like these cases, to display all your titles, and you're just waiting on the Indicator sale, which I think everybody's waiting on it. It's bound to come this week, I say, but at the same time, I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't, because I just spent 60 quid on 88 films. The Brute is another great Indicator US. The Brute, that was it. Blockhouse and The Brute. Dave, you're waiting on HMV to do the premium sale. And, 2 for 15 on 88 films again. Yeah, that sale's excellent whenever it happens. I usually go in there and pick up a few myself, ones that I've been on the fence about. Corruption, is that also called The Laser? Yes, it is. Same movie. Have I seen those Linnea Quigley movies? They're supposed to be major sound issues with Murder Weapon. I have the Linnea Quigley set, but I've not watched them all as yet. There's a couple that just give me the fear. I've heard terrible things about them. What movies ended up being my favourite out of the Shawscope set? The Boxer from Shantung was probably... it was one of my favourites. King Boxer was terrific. Chinatown Kid was particularly amazing as well. I've enjoyed most of them, with the exception of the 2 Shaolin ones at the start. I forget the names of them, but they were kind of ones that they were okay. They were fine. They weren't great, but most of the titles I've loved so far. I've still got, like I said, the last 3 in the set. Dirty Ho is one of them. We'll get to them soon enough. The Blockhouse is a masterpiece, and you are loving Indicator. Great Mighty Peking Man review. It's such a fun film. Yeah, love it. Stand in Silence. You're glad you snagged that Pumpkin Eater limited edition for £5 off the Indicator 5-year sale in November. Yes, that one hung about a long while because that's an early number title. So you did well picking that up. Am I excited about the VS sale coming this week? Yeah, there seems to be a lot of controversy about Thriller. Yes, yes, there is. I don't know if I don't think it's a proper sale, is it? It's just the pre-order for the halfway to Black Friday. And then the actual the sale will be in May, if I'm correct. Stay Away from Murder Weapon and Deadly Embrace. Those are two of the titles that make up that set. So yeah, there's not much you can do about that. Dead Presidents needs a UK Blu-ray release. It really does. Yeah, but then there's other things as well that are getting released in the States on 4K that are coming out here, like let's see, Double Indemnity is getting a 4K release in the States, and it's getting a Criterion Blu-ray over here. So let's see, Dead Presidents is great on Disney Plus. Oh, I might watch that again. I've not seen it in a while. No, I'm not really a fan of these award shows. Mainly because I think sometimes it's kind of elitist. They lock out a lot of movies just because they don't fit into the award idea, and it just almost seems self-congratulatory as well, because they're just I'm not a fan of it at all. Nightmare Sisters is worth it for the bathtub scene. Do I think VS will be doing a Forgotten Giallo set? Yes, I do. Absolutely, 100%. It's Forgotten Giallo have just been amazing for VS, and I can only see it continuing. Let's just see what else we've got. So, just jumping into the VS website just now. To see what it says about the halfway to Black Friday. It's just a flash pre-order, Andy, where you can get your hands on. They'll be unveiling the third VSU, 80s action adventure from a writer and director, each of whom have some major genre film pedigree. They'll be unveiling 2 more of the May releases, and no doubt there'll be some VSUs as well. You're going to anger some people with that one, Joe. Oscars went pants when they increased the best film nominations before it would help smaller films get theatrical releases. Yes, and all the rules that they put on now as well for a film to be eligible just seems a little bit crazy. My opinion, I suppose. 88 Films teased a 3D movie to be released this year. You think it will be Silent Madness or Flesh for Frankenstein? You'd like it to be Treasure of the Four Crowns. See, I know that 101 Films has a relationship with Vinegar Syndrome and AGFA and those kind of companies, but I'd be interested if 88 are going to move in and get some of the licenses. So I'm not entirely sold that it's going to be Silent Madness or Flesh for Frankenstein. Personally, I've got both those titles, so just to be selfish, I'd rather it wasn't. You need that Ebola Syndrome 4K in your life. Yes, you do, Jimmy. That is an amazing movie. Blah, blah, you hated Power of the Dog. I honestly, like most of the movies that I've been given all the Oscar buzz, I can't be bothered. Personally, I'd like to see Dune win it because that movie was remarkably efficient and wonderful at what it did. Let's see, the VS of Thriller will be an absolute must. Yes, they've discovered new footage that's never been seen before that they're putting into the movie, so amazing. Fatal Frames is an underrated, forgotten giallo. I've not heard of that one. Sorry, I'll just have a sip of water. Always glad to help somebody save some money. Andy, have you got your package through as yet from Vinegar Syndrome? I've watched Talons of the Eagle and Schizoid and X-Ray today. So far, so I've got these 3 movies to check out yet again. You don't like Disney Plus, you never know what they're going to cut or remove from their titles. So, yeah, I don't see that winning the Oscars at all. Let's see if I can go to... How many films am I watching a day? No, I'm not 100% sure. Logged into my letterbox. I'll see if I can figure out. Seems as though I can't remember the password. That's typical. Yes, it's keeping me going. A little bit of water never hurt anybody. Joel is 100% right on Power of the Dog. Do you know what? I'd have no interest in checking it out whatsoever. Nope. So let's go to stats for this year. If it will load up. And we'll see how much movies I've watched this year so far. 113 films this year. Yeah. I've not seen Licorice Pictures yet, so let's see. It must be... There we go. Averaging 9.4 movies a week. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. If you look at my diary, you'll see that yesterday was like a bumper day. I watched La Llorona, Time for Dying, Talons of the Eagle, Time for Dying Again, and Mad Dog Morgan. So some days I get to see more movies than others. It just depends on what I have to do. It's a shame. Yep, I seen that. Nothing Underneath and Too Beautiful to Die getting UK Blu-ray release from Nucleus. Absolutely 100% pick them up. I loved both those movies. I thought they were terrific. Thoroughly recommend. You had a date over last night and she picked Stormy Monday and Serial Mum. Serial Mum. I need to get that. I feel like that's the perfect Arrow movie. Release it in 4K or something. It's an amazing film. I love that. I watched that a hell of a lot when I was younger, and I think a good boutique release of that would absolutely fly off the shelves. Turn the Blue Iris agrees as well. Great about Nucleus releases. It will save you importing the VS. Yes, I feel that's great as long as people can see it. You're at 111 without short films. I've not watched any short films this year. And this year is slower than last year for me, because if we go to, let's see, 2021, but then we were in lockdown for a little bit at the time. So yeah, it was 13 a week last year. But you see, all during lockdown, it was crazy. And then it kind of eases off. And this year, like, you know, sometimes you see more, sometimes you see less. I do love Letterboxd though. I love Stormy Monday. Yes, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's the whole Craig Fairbrass thing, but I've heard nothing but good things about Muscle. It's one that I should check out. Yes, I feel like a lot of modern movies are built or designed ticking a lot of boxes, and they don't take the kind of risks that I expect. Very rarely do I watch a modern movie and think that that's really broke the mold or did something fantastic. It's just, yeah, I think they are too safe. Wondering if anyone has bought any films from Signal One. Is it a boutique label? Yes, it falls under Patriot Films, I believe. Let me just have a look. If it'll load up. Yes, lockdown. Lockdown were the days. I miss those days. Those days were fantastic. I was putting out like 3 videos a day. I was watching 3 or 4 movies a day. It was just fantastic. Mr. Majestic is a great Signal One release. Yes, if the page would actually load up, but it doesn't want to for some reason. Come back when it does. Signal One used to be a single kind of person operated production house, and then it was kind of bought over by Patriot Films, I believe. Their recent release of The Gunslinger was terrific. Bring back the old independence. You know, there's a Shout or Scream Factory release of Serial Mum, but yes, a release of Region B. Yeah, I think it'd be amazing. Looking forward to Caligula, The Untold Story, being released by Severin. It's a pretty crazy movie. I've never seen Caligula, so I don't really know too much. I know the history of it. Who doesn't know that? But yeah, I don't know if it's something I would rush out and get. Curious to hear opinions though. You have no Pickup on South Street is Masters of Cinema. I have that, and that is an amazing. Richard Widmark steals the show on that one. Modern movies are too bogged down by trying to cater for everyone, country diversification, and then China and Saudi agendas. It really is. There's the modern movies just don't feel as interesting to me anymore as a lot of the boutique movies do. You know, like I pull something out from 88 Films, Django Kill, and it's bonkers in all the right ways. Uh, it breaks the mold of westerns. It has wonderful performances. It has this really weird feeling about it, and I don't get the kind of experience from modern movies that I get from these boutique labels and these films. You love Mr. Majestic. You have it on Kino Lore, but it's, well, of course, it's Bronson. Why wouldn't you love it? Yeah, and for some reason, Patriot Films just will not load up on my computer. Just finished watching The Night Comes For Us and had a good time with it. The Night Comes For Us. That's the Indonesian action movie, because that thing's amazing. Caligula has a what the F moment. I believe that's the entire movie. It's kind of like that. Better Cable Guy. Cable Guy, 100%. No issues whatsoever. It's far darker and more terrifying than Zoolander, which is a straight up comedy. Steve, you're trying to resist the 4K of Alligator. Why? Why resist it? Surely it's coming out in the UK. Anyone here have any info on that? No. Joel, who is in the chat, is sending me a copy of Alligator on 4K, so I'm happy. I'm getting to see that Robert Forster 4K action. I'm over the moon. Was surprised when Arrow released the full uncut Caligula as an 18 in 2009. Yeah, it must have been round about then. I didn't pick it up because I wasn't really interested in the film. Caligula, the Untold Story, is an Italian right, I didn't know that. Directed by Joe D'Amato and stars David Brandon, who was in Stage Fright. Do you know, now I'm more interested. But having just ranted about modern films, you did enjoy the Batman and Uncharted. So did I. If we jump into, let's see, where was the Batman? Yeah, Batman, seen it a couple of times. And Jackass was hilarious at cinema. Not a lot of new movies here. Yeah, Death in the Nile was pretty run of the mill. Uncharted, I enjoyed as well. Nope, you can go away. Oh, so the 4K Alligator from Scream Factory is one of the best you've ever seen. 5 stars. Just teasing us all. Yesterday you had a great 2-film day. You watched One Upon a Time in Anatolia and then a rewatch of Tender Mercies with your mum who'd never seen it. I've not heard of either of those, I don't think. You mostly picked up Stormy Monday for Melanie Griffith. Not Sean Bean. Sean Bean's in that one, isn't he? If I'm remembering right. May have to rewatch it later. Gabrielle, hello. Well, I'm glad you could join as well. Let's see. Am I going to get Touch of Evil? Yes, I am. I love Touch of Evil. It's such a wonderful movie. My little friend Joel there will be sending me that one, I believe. Something Wild, yeah. Something Wild is tremendous. Is everybody on the 4K train? Or are we still reserved about that? Are we holding back? We're not too eager about jumping into that? I'd be interested to know your take on that. I did revisit one of my long-time loves, Let It Ride. I managed to pick up the imprint disc and I just utterly adore that movie. Do you ever get a movie where it just everything about it just makes you smile? It's not an overly serious movie. It's a kind of fantasy movie almost about the perfect day, the perfect turning point in someone's life. But my goodness, I just fell in love with it all over again. It's true that Alligator 4K is a delight. Wonderful extras too. Bryan Cranston talking about filling the alligator with guts and detonating it. Regarding Alligator, you'd rather support a UK label. Yeah. I'm just, because all the 4Ks are, region free, you tend to find that movies don't really get released that much in multiple regions, because I've been waiting patiently for a Suspiria 4K to come out and it's just never arrived as yet. Predictions about when the Indicator sale will start. My prediction was Monday there, or the previous one, going by my past purchase history. So it seems to be a little bit late. You can't tell the difference between 4K and 1080p. Most of the time I'd agree with you, but there's certain companies that release movies that are just exceptionally well done. Like today I was watching Vinegar Syndrome's Schizoid, and it looked amazing. And I just watched the 88 Films one last year, I think it was. And even then, it's what a difference. Are there any upcoming movies that I'm eagerly waiting for this year? Do you know, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything at all. I'm going to actually Google that and see if there's anything coming out. Let's jump on, have a look. These are all coming out. So that's just March. Nope, there's nothing there. Morbius, couldn't care less. Ambulance, 136 minutes. Why? Fantastic Beasts, that's another one that I'm going to get dragged to see, and I have zero interest. I think I'm just becoming jaded with these new titles. Doctor Strange may be interesting. A remake of Firestarter. Even Top Gun's probably going to be average. Jurassic World, the new ones have been pretty rubbish. Bullet Train looked fun. That could be interesting. It looked as if it had its tongue firmly in its cheek, and the action looked interesting. No? Salem's Lot? No? It's really bad. There's nothing. Nothing coming out at all. You're on the 4K train, but you're not upgrading if you already have it in Blu-ray, unless it's a new good master. Yes, because I believe that the RoboCop is just the one from 2013, isn't it? So, like, I don't understand why. Why? Just why? The Out of Towners is your Smile movie. Smiled ear to ear. Another imprint disc. Yep. Dungeon Studio. Hello. Good evening, sir. You can tell the difference between 1080 and 4K, but then you've been told you sit too close to the screen. Yeah, I think 4K and done. That's it. And even then, yeah, no. I think I'm. I've went through several format changes. I am done. Best animated movie in 2021: America, the Motion Picture, or Sing 2. America, the Motion Picture. I have seen Sing 2. I've got kids. I went to see it. But yeah, America. The Unbearable Weight of a Massive Talent. That's one that I'm interested in. The Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage movie. Ambulance. I think a lot of things that are annoying me with current movies as well is the runtime. More runtime is not always a better movie. What happened to these 90-minute knock it out the park movies that we used to get? Suspirious had a number of 4K releases. The Synapse one had you crying at how good the quality was, and an Atmos soundtrack. That's See, I had heard a couple of opposing opinions about that on forums and things. Steve, you're hitting the cinema tomorrow to check out X. Yes, send me a message on YouTube and let me know how that is, because that's one that it really does feel like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, that kind of icky feeling about it. Can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with Cage. We have Jose here. Hello, sir. Nice of you to join us. The master is in the house. I'm with Fuzz. You can't see the difference between Blu-ray and 4K. If I watch a DVD, I don't notice the quality after 5 minutes. Yeah. I had to put on a DVD the other day, and I was depressed. I was sad. I felt sad because I had to watch it in that quality. You're kind of tickled Criterion's doing away with DVDs. You'll probably get pink flamingos and get crammed on one Blu-ray. It's better than 2 DVDs, as long as they utilise the space. Don't you want pink flamingos in 4K? Don't you want to see Divine eating a turd in the highest definition that you can possibly get it? Are you not filming these days, Jose? You should be on set. Gabrielle, tomorrow you're going to watch Petit Maman. in the local cine forum in your town. Licorice pizza on Wednesday. Wow, good day. So if I miss something, is Master Chaos retiring from YouTube? Say it ain't so. Perfect. Joel and Jose should get a room. You're officially cured from cell fever. Skipped out on all the recent ones. Well done. Well done. Until, well, you're kind of up to date with a lot of things as well. You've got the VS subscription, and yeah, you're getting all the Arrow movies just now and things like that. So yeah, I can understand that. Plus, you've got plenty on your plate. You're going to make all these movies, and I'm going to beat you in watching movies this year. Pink Flamingos in 4K. That would be, yeah, I think you need that. Prisoners of the Ghostland was Sono's most underwhelming film. Yeah, I was super excited about that, and then it landed, and I just didn't watch it. You've seen people complain about my now. You say my heavy Scottish accent. I would go as far as to say not that heavy. If you were here, like there's even people in Scotland where I have to go, huh? Come again? What was that? You're in pre-production. Things are out your hands. Plenty of time to watch crap films. No. Can't wait for the Criterion 4K of Shaft. And they're adding Shaft's big score as a bonus feature. Oh, that's amazing. I may have to get that. Will I be getting Thriller from Vinegar Syndrome? Absolutely. I'll be getting it from Vinegar Syndrome and nowhere else whatsoever. Joe, hello. Roadhouse release from Arrow is a must. I would buy that in a heartbeat. I love Roadhouse. I love to see Swayze and the Double Juice kicking ass. I am well, thank you. Am I looking forward to Nightmare Alley? Do you know, I'm not too sure. I recently just watched the one from 47 and I loved it, with the exception of maybe the last 10-15 minutes, how it resolved the whole situation. I'm in two minds about the new one. I probably will see it at some point. Jose, I have no chance of catching you. I'm at 311, I think. So you're 200 ahead of me. Yeah, I'm disappointed myself. I feel like I've let my family down. This is a moment of deep shame I'm going to have to reflect on, and this will never happen again. I did not inhale. Yes, I like Master Chaos videos where he's got Mistress Chaos on there as well, opening his package of movies. She looks so uncomfortable. You enjoyed X. You've seen it, Jordan. Overshadowed a little bit by the hype, but still very good. That's good to hear. You haven't upgraded to 4K. You watch all your movies on a projector on a large screen with full surround sound system. It would cost too much to upgrade. Hey, if you're happy with your system, own it. You just watched the JFK and loved it. I've not seen that in years. Have I heard of the Scottish movie called Limbo about undocumented people waiting for refugee status in Scotland? I have not heard of that one at all. Turn the Blue Iris. I used to work in Scotland, and my accent is not heavy. Yeah, it always gives me a little giggle when I hear people saying it's really strong, and then you hear some other people here, and you're just shocked. Was it Mad Dog Morgan that you hadn't seen? I have seen it. Yeah, you maybe missed it. I've got it here. This one, amazing movie. Strongly recommend everyone pick it up. 5 out of 5 for me. Great. Any guesses about the VSU? A lot of people have said, oh, What's the game? What's the one called again? Maybe Jose knows. I'm sure he knew what it was. Maybe it was Cloak and Dagger. I'm sure it was something else. I'm not sure if that's a joke, blah blah. Yeah, just so everyone's aware, Graham and I are in a friendly contest to see who will watch more movies this year on Letterboxd. Yeah, do you know, I'm tempted. I've got a Buster Keaton short movie set. It's like 50 movies. I could probably knock that out in a few hours and bump my numbers up. JFK is one of your favourites. Limbo is on Mubi, by the way. I don't have Mubi. It's one of the rare ones I don't have. Cloak and Dagger is for sure the VSU. That's the Canadian movie, right? I've never seen that one from the like 84 or something. Master KS, TV punker with Airbud 4K prank on your next box of crap. Is there any boutique Blu-rays that you blind bought that ended up becoming one of your favourite movies? Yes, and now I'm trying to think of it. My mind's going blank. Harakiri was definitely one of them from the Masters of Cinema collection. That movie blew me away. Just could not believe how great it was. And there's been many more that I've discovered. I love blind buying. I feel it's a way to discover lost classics, and it's something I'm always going to endeavour to do, rather than just keep buying and watching the same movies. I want to discover more. JFK gets better with age. It does indeed. Do 4K players upscale 1080p? Yes, most of them do anyway. The one I do does, or the one I have does. The one I do does. I think I need some water. Indicator's just awesome. Really like how they put out Mad Dog Morgan. What a movie. I watched that yesterday and I kept thinking it's not going to sustain this level of awesomeness, and yet somehow it managed it, and utterly amazing. Oh, fizzle. Yes, I'm on Twitch as well, just to just to be in more places at once, I suppose. When Beethoven gets a 4K, the world ends, so that'll probably be soon then. Scary on 61st, you really enjoyed. Great acting. You thought a good blind buy. Andy, I know you saw that movie. What was your thoughts on it? I'd be really curious. I'll move these movies out of the way. So as always, it's been a great time chatting to you guys. I'm going to go away now and read the Goosebumps with my daughter because it's bedtime for her. And yeah, I'll be back soon again because I'm enjoying these live stream hangouts. I hope you are enjoying them as well. And that's about it. I get caught up. One last comment. Scary on 61st is great because it's so brazenly bad taste. No interest in that one at all. So I appreciate all you guys dropping in, saying hello, chit-chatting and interacting, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.